Got it. She's done it. Thank you very much. I'm Denise Pajukanix, and I'm with the education team here at WQED, and we are so glad that you decided to join us. With us today is Elaine Volpe, and she is from the Bethel Park Public Library, and we're going to talk about the current Teachable Moments that we have going on. So Teachable Moments has been a project that has been going on at QED for the whole year, actually, and we have 20 videos that we have made about kind of engaging your child at home. And today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the last 5 of these Teachable Moment videos. So I thought maybe we should start with what is a teachable moment. And a teachable moment is sort of like any time we sort of have something that happens where we can have a learning opportunity. It might mean that our kid is interested in something that we saw, or it might mean that somebody is asking us a question about something and we're going to find out together more. Hey, buddy, we are using teachable moments to kind of just engage our children with things that they're interested in learning about. Sometimes they happen naturally. Sometimes they're something that we sort of encourage or kind of lead them in a direction, but they're always a great opportunity for learning. So today what we're going to do is we're going to take a short, we're going to start with 3 short videos all about our newest teachable moments. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at them first, and we'll stop and talk about them all. Hey, bud. All right, so let me see if I can share my screen here. Great. And hopefully, are we ready? All right. Books are powerful.
You know what, Denise? Denise, can you pause it?
Yes, I can. Sorry.
That's okay. Are you sharing your sound through the computer?
I am. Is it not loud enough?
It's not. It's kind of pretty broken up. Maybe you could try to restart it again and turn the volume all the way up if you don't mind.
I can. I'll try it again.
Thank you.
Sure. Let's see. Well, there, it's at 100. All right, let me try it again.
Thanks so much.
Sure, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, it's all up there. Let's try again.
Hi, my name is Alex. And this is my Teachable Moment. Books are powerful tools that help you.
Okay, we need the screen back up. Can you share the screen again? Sorry.
Certainly.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm right where I need to be. All right, here we go. So smooth. All right. Can you see it now, Miss Elaine?
You're on the first screen, yes, but I don't see the first video.
All right, I'm coming. Here we go. We'll try again.
Hi, my name is Alex. And this is my Teachable Moment. Books are powerful tools that help your young children develop and understand. What I want you to do is you question with your sheet of paper. One technique. Each number should correspond
So, Mrs. Paz, it's definitely not really working so much.
Okay. So go ahead, Mrs.
I was
Copeland.
going to say, if it's cool with you, I'm going to pull it up on the website and I'll try to share it through my screen. How about that?
Okie dokie.
Let me see if I can do that quickly. If you want to maybe talk a little bit about the activities while I pull that up, that would be
Sure.
fantastic. Okay.
Okay. So the first video where Nosa was talking about going to the library, I thought that what was sort of interesting or moving about that was that it kind of talks about like learning opportunities for us. And a trip to the library is never a bad idea. It's always a great idea. But sometimes going to the library can be a little overwhelming, especially if we don't have a direction or something specific that we're looking for. So his idea of asking questions and kind of coming in with some ideas before we get to the library is actually a great idea for teachable moments with kids, because it kind of puts them in a direction where they know what they are looking for. So maybe it's just an author's name, or maybe it's just a subject. But the other thing that it does is it gives kids a chance to an opportunity to interact with a librarian, which teaches super important communication skills. And it also gives them a chance to communicate with an adult, kind of talk on their own, express themselves in a way, use language to express themselves. And those are all great teachable moments, because that interaction, the librarian is one of the kindest people that you will come across, and will have the ability to kind of talk through a kid's ideas and kind of help them center themselves and figure out what it is they're looking for. But the other thing that Nosa does in his video is he introduces the idea of biographies. And I think biographies are great teachable moments for kids. They are often overlooked on a quick trip to the library. A lot of times we will end up with a fiction book or even a nonfiction book, but a lot of times they're centered around space or dinosaurs or something that kids really like. Biographies are a great way to learn about people and to learn about your own interests. And there are a lot of great new biography books that have been specially written for kids. I have one series right here in front of me called It's the Little People Big Dreams series. And this would be for really small kids, but they are great biographies where you learn about their lives. They're not super wordy. A lot of times they have a lot of great illustrations, but it kind of piques a child's interest. And the person that they're learning about is setting the groundwork for other important information that they're going to learn later on. And so it gives them a spot to start from. It gives them some information, some background knowledge that's going to be super important when they continue learning through school. Like just light bulbs will go off. Yeah, I know that person. I've heard of that person before. I think Elaine, also from Bethel Park, did you bring us some other great biographies?
I do. I have another great series here. This is the My Itty Bitty Bio series, which would also be for like early readers. I think perfect for preschool, kindergarten, first grade age. There is a whole slew of them. And like I said, and like you said, very basic, but a great starting point. Just what you need to kind of pique their curiosity, get them interested so that they want to keep reading and keep learning more. And then the other one that's quite popular here that you may or may not have already heard about is the Ordinary People Change the World series, which also happens to be the basis for the Xavier Riddle PBS show. So if you've seen that, you might be familiar with these books, or it's a great opportunity to come in and discover these books. Again, we have a whole series of them, lots of them on hand. And if I could just echo what Mrs. Pazukanek said about coming in and talking to your librarian. Yes, it increases their ability to communicate, right? They're developing their language and learning how to do that, which is a hugely important skill. But it's also just because we want to get to know you. We want to become your friends. And it's so wonderful working here. I've been here for about 18 years, and it's just amazing the friendships that I've created with patrons. Like, you get to know them on a personal basis. They become like family members. We want to see you. We want to see you often. We hope you come visit us on a regular basis. And when you do, you'll feel at home, right? You're part of the family. We want to get to know you. We want you to ask questions. That's what we're here for. That's what we thrive on. So, don't be shy. Definitely go visit your public library and definitely say hello to the librarians.
All right, Mrs. Cook, are we ready for the alphabet?
Yes, can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, let's give it a try. And if you can't hear it, let me know, but I think we'll be okay.
Hi, my name is Delaney Gara Wolf. I am a teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing for Riverview Intermediate Unit, and this is my teachable moment. Sometimes people who are deaf or hard of hearing use American Sign Language to communicate. So today I'm going to show you how to do the alphabet in American Sign Language. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. You can use those letters to spell anything. Can you practice by spelling your name?
IQ Smart Parent Teachable Moments are funded in part by the Grable Foundation.
Oops. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So learning a language is a great teachable moment. Whether it's sign language or any other language, learning a second language is a great teachable moment for a child. It can stimulate their brain. It improves their attention span. It can boost creativity. It can improve memory. There are so many great language apps to try, but there are so many great language books that are also part of a nonfiction collection in a library. So I know that's another popular section of the library that kids, once they discover it, they love the 100 words in French books. They love the sign language books. They love and some of it is involved with them teaching themselves, but those kind of teachable moments are a great way to pique your child's interest about learning a language. So whether or not you know one yourself, or whether or not you're just ready to try one with your child, learning a second language really does do all of those things. It helps their brain, it helps them boost their creativity. It's just really a good way to encourage them to try something new. And the other thing that I think it kind of does is, if it's not something that comes naturally to you, it's a good way for them to learn that parents and kids sometimes don't learn things the very first time they try it. If it's a bit of a struggle for you, then that's sometimes the best way to learn with your child, because them learning that some things don't come naturally, or that sometimes things are a bit of a struggle, even for grown-ups, is a great way for them to develop their own determination, their own grit, their own ability to keep trying even when something isn't easy. Speaking of which, Miss Elaine, do you have something for us?
I would love to teach you guys Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star in sign language. This is something that we do every week at my Baby Jam story time. And the signs for it are pretty simple. So this is how we say twinkle, kind of just like bursting your hands into the air, right? This is how we say star. We point up to the sky. So it's twinkle and sky. Then you need to know wonder. And for wonder, you kind of take your pointer finger and you make a circle around your head, right? Like the wheels are turning. You're thinking about something. You're wondering. For world, she just showed you the alphabet. This is the letter W. 3 fingers up. You're going to make a W on both hands. And then you're going to twirl those in a circle. This is how we say world. For diamond, it's the letter D. And you can tap your ring finger. And then we're back to twinkle and star. Do you want to put it together? Will you sing and sign with me? You can unmute yourselves if you'd like, because I'd love to hear you. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Very good.
That was great.
Excellent.
Nice job. It's nice to see
And
your
I
face.
think, again, just to reiterate what Denise said, it's a challenge for some of us, but the important thing is just to kind of stick with it and to keep at it. I love learning new languages, and I remember a lot of Spanish because I had Spanish in high school, but I don't know a whole lot of French yet. I would love to learn more ASL. And so I'm teaching myself, but I'm also being patient with myself, right? You just do a little bit at a time. So even if you just remember 2 words from that song, maybe you'll remember Twinkle, and maybe you'll remember Star. Well, that's a great start, right? You just learn a little bit at a time. Thanks for singing and signing with me. You guys did a great job.
All right, we have one more video from Mrs. Cook, I think, and this one is going to be from our friends, actually, our partners at Phipps Conservatory.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Let's Move Pittsburgh at Phipps Conservatory, and today I'm going to show you how to take a walk in the park and turn it into an active adventure.
Ben and Ivy invited me over for tea. They live by the willow tree, and they also gave us this map. First, we'll find the big hill. March in place to climb up the hill. We have to find Mr. Fox's den. Mr. Fox lives just over there. Can you help me see over the rocks? We're gonna do 5 big jumps. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Now that we've spotted Mr. Fox's den, let's head over.
Hi, Mr. Fox. Can you show me the direction of Ben and Ivy's house? That way?
Now we can follow Mr. Fox's direction to find Troll Bridge.
Oh, hey there. Do you know where Ben and Ivy live?
Hop from one foot to the other to keep your feet dry. We made it! Thanks for helping me find Fen and Ivy's house.
IQ Smart Parent Teachable Moments are funded in part by the Grable Foundation.
Hi, I'm
So this came from our partners at Phipps, but I really liked the idea of scavenger hunts for another teachable moment. And I think that one of the best parts about this was the actual map that they drew and then they showed. I think that kids today with with GPSs and being able to find all of our directions on the phone really are missing out on a lot of really great map skills, things that they can learn and follow in a map. And so those map skills are super important for when they go to school, for spatial awareness and for being able to find their place in like the world and visual literacy. There's a lot of educational things that go along with map skills that really kids don't get because we as grownups don't use maps and we don't need them anymore, and that they really don't sort of have that opportunity. So anytime, any kind of teachable moment, any kind of scavenger hunt, that's something so easy to do at home where somebody draws a map, somebody tries to follow the map, somebody hides something around. All of those little moments of being able to be aware of map skills and practice map skills, those are all super important things for once kids get to school, because those are things that are going to be super important. The other thing I like about this teachable moment is the idea of what's available in Pittsburgh and how we are so lucky to be in Pittsburgh with so many activities and landmarks and places to visit. And so any kind of Google search or any kind of search where we're around our neighborhood, tracing a map, drawing a map, learning what's important in our neighborhood, knowing what a statue stands for, knowing why something was named that. Those are all great teachable moments. And that's a quick Google search when you're standing on a bridge. Do you know what the name of this bridge is? Well, maybe we should find out, or why it was named that. So all of those like important Pittsburgh landmarks are great ways to kind of practice knowing where we are in the world and kind of being aware or being interested in what's around us. So that's the first 3 videos that we were going to talk about. Now we have 2 more, right, Miss Elaine? Yeah. You're muted.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Yes,
That's
indeed,
okay.
we have 2 more videos to share.
Okay, now before Miss Elaine gets started though, well, I don't know, Miss Elaine, do you want to do our own little scavenger hunt right now? Are
I
you
think
okay
that's a
with
good
that?
idea.
If
Yeah,
the
no, I
kids
think this
are
is a great
around.
place to take a little break and play a game.
All right, so if the kids are around, if they wanted to do a quick little scavenger hunt for something in the house that they think they could use as a musical instrument. Something that they have around the house. When you bring it back, keep it nice and quiet, but go ahead and take a look at that. Miss Elaine's going to take a look at the next 2 videos with the grown-ups, and then we'll come back to those musical instruments. All right, go ahead, Miss Elaine. What do you got?
We're going to show the video first, or am I going to talk about it?
Or do
first?
yes.
Oh,
We'll
let's
show the
do
video
nature
first.
paint first.
Okay. Up. Mrs. Cook, up. I think she's ready. Nature paint, Mrs. Cook. Perfect. Up, too far.
I just saw it. Now I don't see it.
I think it's the one after there. Wait, so
There. Yep. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amber,
And I'm Lydia.
and this is our Teachable Moment.
Today, we're going to create simple art using natural materials around us. A great way to create art is to use water. You can fill a spray bottle with water, place a found treasure on the sidewalk, and spray around it to create an outline.
You can also use a paintbrush, dip it into the water and make designs on the sidewalk, or you can find a flat rock to use as a canvas. The sun and the wind will dry it, so you can create again and again.
For an art project that lasts longer, add a little dirt to your water to make mud. You can use your mud paint to paint on a piece of paper.
If you're feeling adventurous, you can paint on yourself.
Have fun!
IQ Smart Parent Teachable Moments are funded in part by the Grable Foundation.
So I loved this video because it kind of brought back some special memories for me. I remember bringing paintbrushes and a bucket to the swimming pool with me when my boys were younger, and they would be busy for hours just painting with water right there on the concrete. And then they'd fill up that bucket again and they'd paint some more. And it's amazing how something so simple could provide so much fun for them and have so many benefits. And I don't even know back then as a parent if I realized all the benefits. But one of the things that painting with water and painting in nature does is it exercises creativity, right? And when we're learning how to solve problems, we oftentimes have to think outside the box. So fostering those creative thinking skills at an early age is imperative. And with something so simple, it becomes so easy to do. But painting in nature or just playing in nature in general also gives kids new sensory experiences, which would also be very beneficial to their learning. Something like feeling the sunshine, right? Or smelling fresh cut grass, or the grass tickling your feet, hearing the birds. All of these things play an important part in learning, believe it or not. For one thing, it helps with language development because those kids are learning how to identify what they are seeing, hearing, smelling, etc., right? And if we help them to name those things, then we're helping to build their vocabulary. So you can, instead of just saying something like, oh, I hear the birds out here, maybe we could say something like, I hear the robins chirping over there. I wonder what they're saying to one another. Are they having a conversation? Right? And so then we're building the vocabulary and helping them with that language development. Again, it's so simple, but it's so key. And then painting in nature also ties in science, doesn't it? Because we have to explain to them, because they're going to wonder where their paintings are going, where their pictures are going. And they're disappearing because the sun is drying the water. Sun dries water. It's a very basic scientific concept, but it's science nonetheless. And then there we go again with just piquing that curiosity and then inspiring them to ask more questions, right? Well, what would happen if we put dirt in the water? Would it disappear then? What happened if we would use our paint from inside, right? And just getting them to, again, become curious and ask questions, because that too is so important in learning. And then being outside in nature can just help reduce anxiety in children. Studies have shown that just playing outside, kids become more relaxed. And I think it's because they are so concentrated on the external environment and what's happening around them that they don't have time to then concentrate on those internal feelings of worry or fear or whatever the case may be. basically they're using their five senses in a new way, a way that they don't when they're inside the house. They're using them in a new way, and that different way can have such an impact, a significant impact on their emotional health. So that's just a few of the benefits. There are really so many more. So I just encourage you to, get out in nature, even on a cold day like today, and just experience it with your child. That's it. But it really did bring back fun memories. I love painting with water and using a stick. You can do so much with a stick and your imagination. It's wonderful. And then, okay, so we have one last video, and that's the one on music. So if you could cue that for us, Mrs. Cook, we are ready to go.
Hi, I'm Howie Alexander, the artistic director of the Afro-American Music Institute, and this is my teachable moment. Jazz is African music played on European instruments. Many believe that jazz has its origins in New Orleans or Chicago, but if it's African music, that means that jazz is actually thousands of years old. You also may hear that jazz is about improvisation. Improvisation means we make it up as we go. Jazz musicians know exactly what they're playing. So it's not improvising, it's composing on the fly. Jazz is a language, and you have to learn to speak it, read it, and write it. If you want to learn how to play jazz, you have to listen to a lot of it and practice every day.
IQ Smart Parent Teachable Moments are funded in part by the Grable Foundation.
Okay, so music too, the benefits there are so numerous. Actually, a lot of the same stuff. Music can help enhance language development. Listening to music at an early age helps them to learn the sounds and meanings of words. That's why Baby Jam here at the library is so important. That's just one of our early literacy classes. We have a Mother Goose on the Loose story time that's super popular, and it all incorporates music and instruments and singing and dancing. It expands communication and imagination, and if you pursue it as you get older, like if you learn how to play an instrument, musical training also has been proven to actually develop part of the brain that is known to be involved with processing language. So even as those kids get older, it's very beneficial for them to be involved in music and to learn how to play an instrument. Music too has been proven to relax children. It can lift spirits and immediately alter a mood, right? And I feel like kids can oftentimes connect with particular types of music and learn how to calm down quicker. And really, I think this could be said for any age, adults included. Music puts us in a better mood, right? I know when I have to clean my house, it's not a chore that I look forward to, but when I start my playlist, all of a sudden I'm swiffering, but I'm also dancing around the kitchen, and I'm happier and I'm having a good time. So I think that's, just true of all ages, that it can just improve moods and lighten the mood. Music inspires creativity. We have another program coming up here at the library. It's called Painting with Music, and the children are going to do just that. They're going to paint while they listen to music. And then how does that music make you feel? Happy, sad, excited? And then how does that affect your art? So it really does inspire creativity. It improves listening skills, like we said. It actually fosters math skills too. Rhythm and counting go hand in hand, don't they? There's actually a lot of different musical counterparts that correspond with musical concepts, right? When you learn how to play a whole note and a half note and an eighth note, that's math, that's fractions. So it actually enhances those math skills as well. And then Denise, when we were talking, you actually brought this up. I thought this was a great point. Music is also a great way to introduce kids to new cultures. I'm half Italian, so my kids knew very young how to do the tarantella, and they listened to that music all the time because I played it in the house. Here at the library, when I do Spanish story time, I often teach the Mexican hat dance, and every culture has its own rich music that really lends itself well to learning more about that culture and getting to experience that culture. So that's another great benefit of music. I could talk all day. Probably I could go on and on and on, but I know you guys are probably anxious to show your instrument. Did you find anything on your scavenger hunt? What did you find around your house that you could use as you found a real recorder. That's awesome. Do you want to play a few notes for us? Go ahead, unmute yourself. Let me hear you toot on that recorder. That sounds, that reminds me of a train whistle. That almost sounded like a choo-choo train.
I don't know. It sounded a little like Jingle Bells to me.
You're right.
That was pretty good.
Good job.
I found something at my house, Miss Elaine, for a musical instrument. I just found a bag of blocks, actually. And I thought that makes like a pretty good shaker, right? I mean, you could use that as a musical instrument if you needed it for your band.
I kind of had the same idea, shaker. I'm not at home, I'm at the library, but believe it or not, we had old plastic Easter eggs here at the library, and I filled them with some beans from our kitchen, and I too made a shaky egg, a little shaker.
Nice.
Sounds like a maraca, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, in the kit that everybody got for pre-registering, they're actually going to get instructions to make a kazoo. And that came in your kit. And that is actually, that's for your grown-up, you and your grown-up moms, dads, grown-ups, whenever you get a chance. That's sort of like your own teachable moment. We're putting you in charge for kids and grown-ups to kind of take the time and make that together. And we're hoping that you will do that. And you also should have gotten a great new book too. We were really excited to be able to share a great new jazz book with you as well. So we hope that you will take the time to read that as well. And if you want to, you can always send us your pictures at wqed.org. Mrs. Cook, do you have that email address that they can send their pictures to if they decide to make their kazoo? Because we would love to see them. Would you mind putting that in the chat?
Sure. I'll put it in the chat.
Thanks. So that we could see your pictures of your kazoos if you want to show them to us, because we would love to hear them and see them for sure. So this is our final installment of this year's Teachable Moments. Next year, we hope to be back with a whole new set of 20 new videos, and we hope that you will join us then as well. Miss Elaine, do you think that you could lead us in a Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and we could play our musical instruments on the way out?
I would love to. Let's do it on the count of 3.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Big finish. Let me hear those instruments.
Yeah, play loud. Big whistle.
Nice,
everybody. Great job.
Good work, friends. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Take care.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, honey.